Fizzy was a clever and mischievous fox who lived in a dense and dark forest. He was known throughout the land for his tricks and his ability to outsmart even the wisest of animals. One evening, as the sun was setting, Fizzy set out on a walk through the forest. As he walked, he came upon a clearing where he saw a delicious-looking piece of fruit lying on the ground. Without a second thought, Fizzy snatched up the fruit and took a big bite. But little did Fizzy know, the fruit was actually a magic apple, and with each bite, Fizzy began to grow and grow until he was twice his normal size. Fizzy was so pleased with his new size that he strutted around the forest, showing off to all the other animals. But as he walked, he came across a fearsome-looking bear named Boris. Boris was a grumpy old bear who lived alone in a cave deep in the forest. He was known for being fierce and territorial, and he did not take kindly to intruders in his domain. When he saw Fizzy, he growled and bared his teeth, warning the little fox to stay away. But Fizzy was not one to be easily intimidated. He stood tall and puffed out his chest, pretending to be much bigger and braver than he actually was. "Who are you to tell me what to do?" Fizzy exclaimed. "I am the mighty Fizzy, the cleverest fox in the forest. And I'll do as I please." Boris was not impressed by Fizzy's bravado. In fact, he was even more determined to chase Fizzy away. "I am Boris, the strongest bear in the forest," he snarled. "And I will not tolerate your insolence." Fizzy knew he was no match for Boris, but he was not about to back down. So he did the only thing he could think of. He ran. Fizzy raced through the forest, dodging trees and leaping over logs as he tried to outsmart Boris. But the grumpy bear was right behind him, growling and snapping his jaws. Just when Fizzy thought he was doomed, he spotted a small hole in the ground. Without a second thought, he squeezed his way inside and hid from Boris. Boris searched high and low for Fizzy, but the little fox was nowhere to be found. Finally, the grumpy bear gave up and trudged back to his cave, grumbling to himself. Fizzy, meanwhile, was safe and sound in his cozy little hole. He breathed a sigh of relief and fell fast asleep, dreaming of all the clever tricks he would play on Boris the next time they met. And so, Fizzy lived happily ever after, always staying one step ahead of Boris and the other animals in the forest. He continued to play his tricks and have adventures, but he always made sure to stay out of Boris's way. Despite his mischievous nature, Fizzy had a kind heart and he always looked out for his friends in the forest. As for Boris, he remained grumpy and territorial, but he came to respect Fizzy's cleverness and cunning. And deep down, he knew that the little fox was not a threat to him or his home. In the end, Fizzy and Boris learned to coexist peacefully in the forest, each respecting the other's place in the natural order of things. The end.